For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kieran. I have the pleasure of being the brother of the bride. For those of you who do know me, rest assured I won't take up too much of your time. As Toastmaster, my role is kind of like the wedding Wi-Fi. If I do my job right, you won't even notice I'm here. If I do it wrong, I'm sure you will all complain to me later. We're here today to celebrate something truly special. Two people who found each other, fell in love, and despite of modern dating apps, actually made it to the altar. But if we're going to start anywhere, I guess we kind of need to start at the very beginning. As the clock struck midnight, on what seemed like a plain old Sunday in the 90s. It's all right, it's all right. I can wait, it's fine.
Hello?
Yeah. Do you want me to answer it? As the clock struck midnight, and a plain old Sunday in the 90s, the most memorable and probably life-changing day in our family's life was about to begin. They say, never meet your heroes. But on that day, Niquita met hers. Yes, you're correct, I'm talking about the day I was born. From very early on, we were inseparable. I would lie there looking like a sumo wrestler, while my sister fussed over me, played with me, adored me. But well, hold up, I've got plenty more to come later. We'll get on to her obsession with me later. Now, a wedding isn't just about two people. It's about two families coming together. And who better to share a few words than mine, Niquita's father, the man who helped shape the incredible woman we're celebrating today. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to my father, Darren.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The intro you just had was a band called Ohio Players, and that was fire. That is not something that I had chosen. I had chosen a little bit lower, but Niquita said to me I had to have an up-tempo. I actually chose Rishi Sakamoto, a Japanese composer, but she said to me, no, we need something upbeat. So my favorite funk band and my brothers is the Ohio Players, and that was fire. Anyway, here we are. Thank you, Kieran. Excellent. Well done. Salutations to you all. I'm going to try and look at you guys, but I don't think I'm going to manage because I'll break down. So I'm going to look at this page as much as I can. And with given time traditions, I have the honor bestowed upon me to duly deliver the father of the bride script. Firstly, my lovely wife. I'd like to thank her more than anything. Could you please just give her a plate hand? I'd like to thank you all for coming today, celebrating the union of my daughter and my great daughter, Niquita, to this beautiful boy, Alexander. Today, there will be a lot of significances in my words. I am blessed. My name is Patel, and I'll tell you why. The name Patel. You see, this allows me, as Niquita's father, to tell, as her pa, to tell exactly what we think of her, and how much we love her, and how blessed we are. Fiona's blessings as well to Niquita mean a lot to us. Let me start with a simple gesture. The word bindi. Bindi is a beryllium powder that we use in Hinduism that signifies marriage. When you see Indian women with the bindi on there. The word bindi, B-I-N-D-I. Alex and you are no longer I, you're a V. So you're a we, so what I'm going to do is I am going to actually give you, take out the letter I from bindi and bind you to as your father. that being the first. May the 8th, 1993. Location, the maternity ward of West Middlesex Hospital. Time, 1215 hours. Our fantastic daughter graced us with her presence. Isaac, my buddy and my best mate, witnessed the joy where he was with us, Fiona and I, when Niquita came, and it was incredible. Niquita, strong, unquestionably loyal, and a passionate person. A love for music and dancing, next to none. Play her favorite song, and this girl will sway. And believe me, she will sway. In the most rhythmic manner, and those genes are from mine, not Fiona. My wife can't dance. Even though I met her in a nightclub, I had to take her hand and eyes to actually, please follow my lead. Not many of you know about Niquita's prowess, sporting prowess. Incredible. She, along with my son Kieran and my nephew Rahi, every Sunday morning, on a cold winter's day, would not hesitate to give me 100 lengths in a swimming pool. Never, no problem. They would do it regularly. But the most fantastic achievement for me was rugby. Niquita played second row for the London Irish ladies team. And she became a national champion at the age of 16. And Fiona and I were extremely proud when she got that medal. My boy has won numerous medals, but never this one. Memorable moments in her childhood. Well, she had her moments. She really did. But she was good. She used to charge her brother £5 to play in her bedroom. Now, that's the Patellina, by the way. Yeah, don't forget that. And whenever she was mean to her sibling, I used to tell her off. And when I did, she would go running to Isaac, because Isaac would be around and we'd be listening to music, and she'd go running to him, Isaac, Isaac, Papa at me, Papa at me. And she always left out the word shout. Papa at me. So Isaac would console her and say to her, what's the matter, Niquita? What did you do? Papa at me. So, always, always. Then I witnessed the most amazing thing, the bond between brother and sister. It blossomed into one of the most beautiful things where they're so close. And Fiona and I are so happy that with that bond. Niquita will always have a safe guidance with my wonderful sister and my wonderful younger brother, who will always be there in her life, and Caroline, my wife's older sister, which I'm very happy about. Quentin, Francis, I congratulate you in guiding Alexander into becoming a fine young man. Alex, the first time I met you, I thought, do you know Oscar Wilde must have met you? Because he must have written Picture of Dorian Gray after meeting you. He must have. Now, Niquita knows what Oscar Wilde means to me. I asked Niquita a few questions when she met him, and certain things that I thought would attract him. I said to Niquita, what attracted you towards him? He said, well, Papa, he has piles. Oh, sorry, piles of personality. Sorry, I missed out. Sorry, Alex. Sorry, that's very foolish of me. And he's a beautiful boy, which I agree. The father, this is how, and I apologize now, because this is now it gets tough for me. The father is his daughter's first love and minder. But in Niquita's case, there were three people who were always there for her, three men. Myself, Isaac, my best buddy, and one other. Andy. I will bellow this thrice, as I hope it will resonate in the minds of everyone, the name Andy. You see, Andy was my best mate, and Niquita was very close to him. Andy unfortunately left me last year. He passed away with sudden illness. And he left me alone. He will be sorely missed today. And on the dance floor, he would be. This day, Andy looked forward to this day. This is all we talked about. This is the one thing he wanted, was to see Niquita walking down the aisle. And he was so important to him. And I'm so glad that Isaac is here today with me to witness this. And so happy. Give me the boom. Alex and Niquita, Fiona and I will always regard you as a boomerang couple. Like a boomerang, we always want you to come back, no matter what or where it throws your life. Niquita, 3 things you must remember. My love for you has no ending. It follows you through every season of your day. You're not just a part of my life. You're an integral gift that I have. One day, my voice will eventually be silent. Let your heart whisper and hear me. Your papa loves you. Finally, let me say these things to you too, that both of you. One day you will pray for rain. And when it does, one of you will have an umbrella. That is shelter. And that is faith that you have. And that is the faith you must have in each other. When you have your babies and you throw them up in the air, they will laugh with the knowledge that you will catch them. That is trust. And that is the trust you must have in each other. Every night you go to bed without any assurance of waking up next morning, you will still set the alarm to wake you up. That is hope that you will have. The 2 of you will make big plans for big things tomorrow, in spite of zero knowledge of the future. That is your confidence that you should have. You see the world around you in despair, yet together you will bring up kids with no hesitation whatsoever. That is your love that you have for each other. And lastly, when you grow old together, please make sure you wear a t-shirt. And on this t-shirt is inscription on the back: I am not 80 years old. I am sweet 16 with 64 years of experience. That is attitude, baby. Alejandro, Niquita, baila siempre al ritmo de la vida. Mi amore. Love you.
Thank you very much, Papa, and thank you for reminding me that I'm clearly not very good at rugby. As you've heard, my sister and I have a very strong bond. This, of course, over the years comes with its challenges. Don't be wrong, we get on incredibly well. But once in a blue moon, as an older sister, she knew she could manipulate me. Growing up, I always looked up to my sister. She was the one I admired, the one I followed around, the one whose approval I always wanted. If she thought something was cool, I thought it was the coolest. If she rolled her eyes about something, I rolled mine too. Basically, she was the trendsetter and I was the unpaid intern. One of my favourite examples of this, one I would never forget, was when I was about 4 years old. We were playing toys in her room. She decided, as young girls do at about 7, we're going to have a tea party. And of course, I thought this was the greatest idea in the world. I sat there, ready for the big occasion, pouring imaginary tea, waiting for my big sister to lead the way. But then she just got up and left. No warning, no explanation, just abandoned me mid-tea party. She went downstairs, started playing something else, and completely forgot I even existed. So I sat there, total silence, holding a tiny plastic teacup like some kind of rejected butler, until my mum eventually walked in and asked, "Kieran, why are you sitting here?" And all I could say is, "I'm waiting for Niquita to come back." So the moral of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, if Niquita invites you a cup of tea, don't get too comfortable. That is enough about her for now. I will move on. It's time for Alex to sweat a little. Next, we'll hear from someone who's known Alex in ways most of us can only guess. He's shared his adventures, his questionable decisions, and now his greatest day. Please welcome one of the best men, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you. What a great song. Hello, everyone. Very nice to see you. What a beautiful day. I feel like everything is going so well until now. But lovely to see you all. My name is Steve, and I've known Alex for 33 years. Now, I know what you're thinking. That must mean Steve is at least 33 years old. But he doesn't look a day over 21. Well, thank you all. Thank you all so much. What a lovely compliment. I will take that with me forever. The good news, Niquita, is that I've managed to put up with Alex for 33 years. That's a good omen for you. The other side of this, which isn't quite so good, is that in those 33 years, I have not received a single anniversary present from Alex. I don't know what to make of that. I hope it's going to get better for you, Niquita. But I do hope you'll indulge me, ladies and gentlemen. I want to do a quick deep dive analysis into Alex. Who is this man? And what does this mean for the future with Niquita? So where do I begin? Well, I have to start off with a quick appreciate. 33 years ago, to the lady who made a huge effort to cultivate a friendship between me and Alex. If you wouldn't mind putting your hands together for Mrs. Frances Cross, everyone. So I remember sitting in Alex's living room. We would sit opposite each other at a little side table. I would be having my turkey dinosaurs, peas and chips. Alex would be having turkey dinosaurs, peas and pasta. Not as cool as my meal. I was always the cool one growing up. And it was just the perfect setting for a bromance to blossom. And it did blossom. What a fantastic friendship we've had over the years, to a point where now it doesn't even feel like a friendship. It feels like a brotherhood. And I say that as someone who actually has a brother. But I'm gonna wander over and actually check my notes here, because I've gone and stifled myself. But why does this matter? Okay, yes, I know where I am. So I'm going to do a quick character reference of Alex, and I would love you to help me out here. Nod along when you agree with me, right? I'm assuming you will agree with me. If you know Alex a little bit, you will. Alex is the most consistent person you will ever meet in your life. Absolutely rock solid, stable guy who is always there. His temperament, his demeanor, who he is, the fabric of Alex is incredibly consistent. He is always there. I was hoping to see some more nodding heads. I'm not. Let me give you a minute. Nod, 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 nod. Wow, excellent. I feel validated, everyone. Thank you so much. And this is huge. This is huge for me in my life growing up. Growing up is hard, right? It is difficult. We are facing so many obstacles as we grow up, as we get older. And to have Alex there in your corner is incredible. It is that safety blanket that makes you feel like you can keep going on and on, which is such a fantastic place to be for you guys in the future. And this is especially important to me. I got married 8 years ago to my beautiful wife, Ignatha, standing over there. Give us a wave. I will quickly say she made that dress that she's wearing, so please do let her know how amazing she looks today. Yes, I married into an Indian family. Shout out to my uncles in the audience. I don't know if we've designated a room for whiskey and cricket later on, but if we have, I'm game. Let's get to it. But also a shout out to the aunties in the room as well. I have to say, there is a magic to auntie-ness that I can't quite put my finger on. When I met my mother-in-law for the second time, she said to me, "You got fat." Wow, okay. Not quite sure what to do with that. But she said it with such love that you couldn't be angry. I feel like if Jamie came up to me and said, "You got a bit chubby, mate," I'd probably give him a good slap. How dare you? But there's some magic to the aunties there. Make them in charge of every country in the world, right? All the wars would end immediately. But I can confirm, after 8 years of marriage, that Alex, once you go brown, everyone else lets you down. So you're in a good place. Welcome to the club. So the reason I mention my own wedding, I got married in the US, where I live, and my own brother didn't actually come to my wedding. He was too anxious. He was too scared to get on that plane and come over to America. And it crushed me. You just want your brother to be there at your wedding. Of course, I did have my brother there, but my real biological brother wasn't there. And for the longest time, I was trying to figure out, why am I so different to everyone in my family? My family are all like my brother, anxious, not particularly sociable. The notion of standing up, giving a speech like this would give them chills. And I can only surmise that there is one reason why I am different to the rest of my family, and it is this man right here. Alex has two superpowers that I need to tell you about, especially you, Niquita. You probably already know. But the first is that Alex has this incredible ability to minimize the bad and maximize the good. Having those positive people around you is huge, huge, especially as you're growing up together. The second superpower is that when you're with Alex, failure is not a problem. You are in a space where you can fail. And we have plenty of evidence of that going through Weatherspoons, trying to chat up the ladies and not going quite well. We learned a magic trick. It was fantastic. Someone get me a coin later on and I will show you. You walk up to a table full of attractive ladies. Hello, ladies. Would you like to see a magic trick? You show the magic trick. Their response is, "Wow, I have no idea how you did that." I didn't think beyond this point. Great, okay. Have a nice evening. See you later. I ended up looking like some gypsy walking around putting spells on the locals. Didn't get the effect that I was hoping for. But Alex is always there. Always there for that conversation about, whoa, that was embarrassing, but it's okay. Let's work out what we do next time. Let's work out how we go and make this conversation better when we get to round two. And it is so important to surround yourself with people like Alex who can support you and encourage you that failure is not a bad thing. And if I had to give that crucial piece of advice to a newly married couple, it is that I personally believe that a successful marriage is one that can embrace failure, because it will happen. Things will go wrong. And to be able to bounce back from failure is absolutely huge. My little boy, our little boy, is an IVF baby. There isn't much failure greater than the failure to conceive. But when you hold that kid in your arms, you look into his eyes and you realize, shit, this marriage is unbreakable. We saw our way through this to a point where we are stronger than we've ever been before. And that ability to roll with the failure comes from my time with this man right here. That ability to roll with the punches and keep going, whatever the outcome. So, all that to say, I will wrap this up. And I'm going to speak directly to you now, Niquita. If the last 33 years of my life are anything to go by, the next 33 years of yours are going to be phenomenal. I am not going to wish you well. I'm not even going to wish you luck, because you don't need it. You are made, you are set up so well with this man right here. Before I go, Before I go, one more little story. A warning, if anything, that I need to let you know about Niquita. In year 6, we had that very important sex ed lesson where we learned that that part goes into that part equals baby. We came out of that lesson running into the playground. Oh my good God, no, what is that? That is disgusting. We would never do that. Ugh. We looked at Alex to gauge what his reaction might have been to that groundbreaking news. Cool as anything. We were expecting some sort of legendary remark like, lads, I'm 11. I've been doing this for 12 years. But we didn't get that. Instead, what we realized was that Alex wasn't really paying attention to that lesson at all. And Alex's understanding was still that to make a baby, a woman and a man need to lie in bed together, and that's how you do it. So Niquita, I really hope Alex's understanding has advanced since then. I guess you'll find out tonight. But with that, thank you all so much. Great to see you. Thanks, everyone. Please raise your glasses to the crosses. Yeah, actually.
Perfect. That was so good.
Oh, good. Sorry, Steve.
Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think a round of applause for Steve is just. That was an excellent speech. Steve, not only was that fantastic, it lets me know that you have plenty of blackmail material for Alex, which I'm very happy about. Now, before we hear from the other best man, Jamie, I, of course, need to speak about my experience of meeting Alex. I get on my sister, so when a boyfriend comes along, of course you're a bit apprehensive. Who is this guy? What does he do? What's he like? Of course, there's a few questions that come in your mind. Is he the right fit? Does he treat her well? And of course, can I beat him in a fight? And of course, the answer to the last question is yes. I reckon I could take him. But as you would know, having met this man, we would never get in a fight. When I met this man, I saw how happy he made my sister, and I knew this was the man she was going to marry. He ticked the boxes. He's attractive, he looks after himself, and he comes from a very good family. Everything you look for in a husband-to-be. However, as amazing and I'm making Alex sound, he is not perfect. This man has the most boring taste in food I've ever met in my life. We'll go back a bit. So well before Niquita and Alex met, before I met my partner, before our cousin Rahi met his wife, we went to visit the US and went to visit my aunt Swanafoy and my two cousins, Pooja and Bijal. At this point, they were spread around the country. This trip for us three, me, Niquita and Rahi, turned into a food tour. We were in Texas first, barbecue food, the southern food, incredible. Over to San Francisco, you've got all like the really good food in San Francisco and California, up to Seattle, Fish and Pike Place, spectacular. Our relationship between us three was built around food. 6 years later, I'm dating a vegan, Rahi is married to a vegetarian, and Niquita is marrying a man who has boiled veg and sausages for dinner. Niquita, where did the three of us go wrong? I have come to terms with Alex's questionable food choices, purely because I can see what joy he brings my sister. However, let's make him a bit more uncomfortable again. Our next speaker has the tricky job of making us laugh, making us cry, and making sure his stories don't get him unfriended tonight. Please give a round of applause for the other best man, Jamie.
Cheers, mate. When do I start speaking? Evening, everybody. So after 600 Tinder dates, 100 Hinge dates, 50 Bumble dates, and a handful of Grindr dates, Alex has finally met his match. Round of applause for Alex and Niquita, everybody. So I'd like to start off by congratulating Alex and Niquita on their wedding day. It's been a brilliant day, full of love, surrounded by those nearest and dearest to them. For Alex, the day's been even more better with his newest hairstyle. And please expect a 20-minute YouTube video to broadcast next Saturday all about it. I've known Alex since 2000 when we met in Year 7 at Halliford School. Back then, his hair was a curly mop, and he duly became known as Pigeon. However, there was a lot more to Alex than being a pigeon, and during our school years, he'd gone to bigger and better things. A glittering rap career was in the making when he became MC Promise. With smash hits such as Going Down Sipson, Gonna Get Myself My G's, Scribbling These Ideas in My GCSEs, and another hit, When You Hit It With a Girl for the Night, but with Kim you hit it right. However, despite having sellout stadium tours in the Airport Bowl with Claire Day and Weybridge Park, and attracting interest from Universal, Death Row Records and Sony, Alex decided to turn his attentions to being a DJ. With an MSN handle of Alex Nobbin Jordan, Alex had eased into his coolness as the school years passed, and turning into a DJ seemed a logical step. Noticing Alex's talents, I quickly signed myself up to be his manager. And to broadcast his marvel to the world, Bardolph FM was born. With Alex being our star attraction, Alex wanted to hone his skills on a radio station with a nod to his great-grandfather, Bardolph Lowcock. And in fact, from planning his stag do, I found out a lot about the Lowcock family. They're all knighted. Alex comes from a history of very noble tradition with links to Queen Victoria. So Niquita's marrying into nobility here and royalty as well. So, so anyways, I'll move on. As Halliford drew to a close, we ended up leaving school, and that's when Oceana Kingston days began. So we became permanent fixtures on the Oceana Kingston scene. Every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we were there without fail. Me in my trench coat and my suit for Oceana Student Night Monday. Alex in his extra small All Saints polo. And if any of you go on Alex's Facebook, anything from 2009 and before, you'll notice that every single picture is like this. He's grown out of that, I'm pleased to say. So anyways, we had a lot of fun times at Oceana. I was usually there trying to pull everybody, and failing, unfortunately. Alex was there trying to give everybody a counselling session. And there was one day in particular, and we started what's called legend points. And whoever would win it would get a set of legend points and would be the most legendary out of all of us. But there was one evening where Alex and I embarked on a challenge to see who would be the first to get 100 phone numbers in Oceana in one night. I ended up with 100 fake numbers and probably girls' dads that were fuming with me and all sorts. Alex ended up with 100 genuine numbers of those that wanted a complimentary therapy session. Eventually, and I mean eventually, we became cool around the time we turned 21. The days of Pigeon and MC Promise were well and truly over. The extra small polos were no more. And Alex became somewhat of a fashion icon when we did the lads' trips to Tenerife and Magaluf, amongst others. Whilst most of us, and I can see some here, were pulling out of the nightclubs and making bad life decisions, Alex was parading the strip in the top-of-the-range designer gear with his head firmly on his shoulders. And particularly when Alex approached his mid-20s, Alex wasn't so much for the party scene, and that's when the Urban King was born. Initially, there was training to become a therapist, then a life coach, and then he finally reached international stardom, featuring on US pirate radio stations talking about dating and why having long hair is peak male performance. Yes, now. In this time, Alex also became a dating coach and started trying to matchmake me with all sorts. One of them being Big Trace, 45 years old, 5 children, 5 different men, and about 25 stone to just add on top of that as well. I'm pleased to say since then, I'm now the father of 3 children, all with Big Trace, and she now has 8 children. As you can see, Alex has been a man of many talents, and in more recent years, he's turned his attentions to cage fighting and boxing. After winning trophies in the helium weight division, he's now moved up to the straw weight division. Sadly, he did lose his most recent fight against a 4'6" dwarf at his stag do. Getting ironed out in both an arm wrestle and press-up competition. And we actually have a few words from him this evening, if we've got the speaker ready.
Congratulations, Niquita. Really good seeing you last week in Houston, the stag do. And thank you for eating my Big Fat sausage. All the best in the future, mate. I hope as well, and good
luck. So I'll go a cappella for this last bit. I'm not too used to public speaking, but it's easy to speak about Alex. He's a phenomenal person. He is somebody, like Steve said, he'll try anything. He's not afraid of failing. He'll try multiple different things until he gets it right. Doesn't care what people say, what people think. He does what he enjoys, and he's damn good at doing it. And anything that he does, he gives 110% to. I'm very proud of him as well. I remember when Alex first met Niquita, I've never seen him like it ever in my life. He was talking about her being the one after the first Tinder date. They're absolutely made for each other. I'm incredibly proud of them, as I'm sure everybody else here is. And they're just made for one another. So I'd like to raise a toast to Alex and Niquita. Thank you as well, everyone. I'm done. I need some drinks.
Brilliant, brilliant speech, Jamie. I think you officially earned the right, Jamie, to sit there quietly while we all question whether Alex is actually as good as he is. Now, I'm sorry you're all sick of me talking, so this is my final bit, I promised you. I, of course, need to say something nice about my sister. So, I guess this is it. Niquita. Where do I start? You're the first person I call when I get good news. You're the first person I message when I see or hear something funny. You're the first person I go to when I need my back shaving. I don't know what I would do without you. No matter where life takes us, I know you will be there. Not just as my sister, as my best friend, my mentor, my role model. Niquita, thank you for being the amazing person you are. I'm so proud of you. I feel so lucky to be your sibling. I love you. and I always will. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The man who somehow managed to convince my sister to marry him. And if we're all completely honest, still trying to figure out how he pulled that off. He's charming, he's kind, and thankfully, he's not as good at me at paddle. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am done, and the man I now get to officially call my brother-in-law, Mr. Alex Cross.
Here we go. Here we go. So, let me start off by saying that this is 100% unscripted. And the reason why I decided to do that was because I wanted this to feel as real, I guess, as genuine, and I suppose just as in the moment as I could make it. And if I use a script, there is no way that that is going to happen. However, with that being said, I do have a list of people that I need to thank before I get to the speech. So let me start off with that. Let's go to my parents, first of all. Can we have a round of applause for my parents? There is a million things that I could say about my parents, but I think the best way that I could summarize my parents would be to say that, sorry, I'm getting emotional, but fucking hell. Everything that is good in me is because of my parents, and I say that with 100% certainty. Just the support that I've had throughout my life, to have two stable parents that have given me everything and never wanted anything in return is just, yeah, there's nothing else I could say beyond that. So that's the emotional one done. Let's go to my two best men today. So first of all, we had Steve. And after 33 years of friendship, I think the only way I could summarize or I could say anything to Steve would be to say, not only are you a best friend, you are literally my brother. In the best possible way, because we don't argue. So can we have a round of applause for Steve again as well? And then we come to Jamie, who, as you've seen from everything that was just said, there have been a lot of stories, a lot of memories, and some of that I did not want to hear again during his speech, but it was nicely brought back, so what can we say? Amber, over to you next. I remember when I first met you, and I remember how nervous you were when I first met you as well. Probably I should have been more nervous, but you were way more nervous. But thank you for being such a supporter of me and Niquita over the years. And I know that you will obviously continue to do that, but it honestly means a lot. Where's Kieran? Where is Kieran? Can't even see him. Where's he gone? Is he gone? Is he gone? If he's not back, he's missed his nice words, so that's his own fault. We'll come back to Kieran. We'll come back to Kieran. Let's go to my now parents-in-law, I guess. Kieran, mate, you've missed your chance. Let's go to Doreen and Fiona. So I guess the first thing that I would say to you two is, in the same way everything that's good about me has come from my parents, everything that's good about Niquita has come from you. And I cannot thank you for how well you have raised her. Look at you getting emotional. What a obviously special person you have raised, and just you have produced the most amazing girl I could ever ask for. And as amazing as she is, I've got to credit some of that to you as well. So thank you so, so, so much. And also as well, thank you for being so supportive of us as well throughout the time that we've been together. Who shall I do next? I'm just looking around. I'm just thinking, who shall I do next? Is Kieran back now? After taking the piss and leaving at the point when I was going to start speaking to him. I really, really appreciate how difficult it must be when you have a very close relationship with your sister and suddenly, after all those years, someone else comes onto the scene, and it, I guess, in some ways changes the dynamic and changes, I guess, a lot of things for you. But thank you for being so accommodating. Thank you for being so welcoming. And thank you for all the paddle trips as well, even though I do disagree when you said that you were better than me. I do not believe that that is actually 100% the case. I'm looking at Rahi. You're right there, Rahi? You think you got away with this, but you're just sitting there? Thank you. Just thank you for being Rahi. But obviously, again, in the same way as well, I know in the same way that Kieran does, you've got your own protective thoughts towards Niquita. Thank you, obviously, for having those thoughts. But also, again, thank you for being so welcoming too. And to Kalpish and Bina as well. I feel like you're almost family as much as Doreen and Fiona are, but not quite. But also, thank you for being so welcoming. Thank you for being so friendly as well. Right, now I come to the final person. I guess the person who I am here because of. I've been nearly crying all day, so if it comes out now, please just accept that it's just going to be a one-time thing. I don't normally cry. Nothing makes me cry. Right. I met Niquita in November of 2022. And little did I know when I went on that first date, I was about to meet my future wife. Despite that, I still came home from that first date and I said to my mum after that date, I said, that's the one I want. That's the one I want to be with. And that is the one I've now got. And that is now the one I'm going to be with forever. I'm a man, right? I care about what women look like. Let me just start off by saying that if you were to describe my ideal woman, this is exactly what she would look like. And I've got that as well. And it's great. I have a crush on my wife. I feel like that's something every husband wishes they could say. And I feel like that's something that I'm always going to say as well. This is something that I guess I've reflected on as well before being here today. And I think this will probably be the final point that I leave this speech on. And I think this is the thing that I want you to remember. But I think it's the thing that also I would want everybody to remember when they're thinking of their partner or the person that they're with. But I would just say this, Niquita, if I lived my life 100 times, I would choose you every single time. And the only thing that I would change is meeting you sooner, so we could have started our life together before that. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me, and you always will be, and I cannot wait to start a family with you. And I know that this is the beginning, and I just can't wait for this beginning to start and to become a more meaningful chapter. That's everything. Managed to get through without fully crying as well.